Hi, how y'all doing? It's January the 11th, 2024. It's a portal 111224, right? 111 is being in alignment, I believe. That means you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Being in alignment, you're thinking the way you're supposed to be thinking, feeling the way you're supposed to be feeling. That's what I get from it anyway. Having a strange day today. The energy's been heavy for me. The Schuman's at 26 today here in Ontario, Canada. The sky's cloud covered and it's been snowing since around 9 o'clock. I did a little bit of searching today and found a few things I thought I could talk about, right? For first, let's go with that Stephen Hawking's character, okay? Supposed to be the smartest man in the world, right? On the earth. Well, he was a vegetable in an electric wheelchair with a box that he could supposedly talk through, right? In my mind, all he could do was, you know what I mean? There was no talking, okay? Somebody programmed that box and said whatever they wanted to say and made us all believe that it was him for the fear programming, right? Because of the stuff he said before he passed, you know? You'd have to go check it out to see. Because I'm not going to repeat fear. It's not who I am. So, yeah, plus he was found on Epstein's Island in the flight log, right? He had a thing for midgets, supposedly, right? But, yeah, it's a movie. You know what I mean? It is. Probably not of good character anyway. People tend to look like what they really are. You know, if you're a good person, you have a good look to you, a bright look. If you're not, you'd be all whatever, you know? That's just one way of thinking about it spiritually, I suppose. Not to say that, well, I think it's in the eyes myself. I do, right? I look into people's eyes, even in pictures, and I can tell what they're thinking and if they're having good thoughts or not. The eyes are the windows to the soul, they say. So, yeah. Same as um, the psyop that they pulled off in Miami, right? There's a video going on TikTok. A man said he was there, his family, and they went over to see what was going on, and there was these supposedly 9, 10 feet tall alien beings, but they were glitching, right? And when I watched the video with all the police and everything, I didn't see anybody running, right? It looked like a normal day except for all the coppers, the cars. So, if anything, it was Project Bluebeam, you know? Because the 5G towers have the capability to do that. So that's how they would have stuff happen over your town, your city, because there's towers everywhere, except for in certain countries where they wouldn't allow them. Kudos to those people, those countries, right? So, just a way of thinking about it, I suppose, right? The 5G towers aren't bad, right? They couldn't be used for bad, but they've been taken over by the White Hats. They have been since what, 2020. They actually have frequencies in them that can help heal and all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna have to wait and see. You know what I mean? Because I also watched a phone technician, open a 5G phone and said, "There's no, these phones aren't 5G. This is where the what's it called? Uh, the piece, the memory board part is supposed to go in for the 5G, and it was an empty space." He says they're scamming you. Everybody who's buying 5G phones, you think you're using 5G, you're not. You're being scammed, right? So it's another way to think about it. Um, Aliens. The real ones are high vibe. That's why we don't see them, because we're too low vibrational, too dense here on Earth. We have to raise our vibration in order to see them. So if you're seeing anything like the ones that they said they saw in Miami, um, Project Bluebeam, right? As simple as that. We won't see the real ones until we raise our vibration, probably over after the Great Solar Flash. That's what I'm thinking. And that's supposed to, this, we're in a max, I can't remember what they call it, a sun maximum cycle right now, the next year or two. So by 2026, I'm thinking. But that goes with my message too, right? That this all has to be over by 2026. So I'll wait and see. I will, right? What else is there? They say we're going to have to take the blue pill again, or the red pill again, because there's going to be more stuff. We just, got through one part of the bottom layer. We're going to have to get more. I don't know how much more I can know, since I know it's a complete program. Everything is. Everything. Right? But I guess to tell us what they've been doing to us and to nature kind and all that. But I took the red pill to begin with, so there's no turning back, right? There's no going back to sleep, especially the way the astrology is working out. The astrologist is saying within the next 10 days, it's going to be a massive disclosure. Stuff's going to start coming out again, right? Everybody's going to have to start looking at. Unless you want to become a artificial person, become a robot or something like that, so you don't feel or think. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm just learning astrology. Since I know everything's a program, it's even hard for me to understand sometimes. But I've been going with the energy and seeing how things line up. But it's all a script. It is. We're non-local here, even the scientists say. Right? Earth is not local. It's not our part of our reality, really. So I'm not sure what that means, but we will find out. I'm quiet today. I feel funny. There's a funny feeling in me. We're going through a shift. I felt it in my solar plexus last night, pretty strong, right? Felt like there was a band around me or something like that. And today it seems to be up higher, so I'm not sure. But it's the astrology, the planets, the energy they're pumping out, all that, right? Don't let them scare you with CERN either. The White House took care of that, got control of that. They had to. Everything's for a reason. It is. I'm having a rough day. All right. The fact that people like me and the truthers and Cat Williams and the Epstein flight logs came out means that the bad guys aren't in control anymore, because if they were, we would all be in so much trouble. We'd be on a hit list, or we'd be whacked already, right? I started my videos. The year I started doing these videos was the year that the big guys all got taken down, and there was no more fear of them doing that to us. So that's why more of the truth is coming out, more of the facts. Okay? So if you got something to say, start a channel and start speaking your truth. Don't live in fear. All right? Don't live in fear. I hear people, some truthers, astrologists, they claim to be awakened, and they are to a point, but they're not psychic. And they don't take in the spiritual aspect, really. They say they do, but it is, the way they take it in is analytical, like school, right? It's the indoctrination. I can see it, I can hear it when I watch them. And they're all saying that the world, we're going to crash, and, there's going to be everything's going to close and everybody's going to be looting and stealing and robbing from each other and for food and for water and all this stuff. Well, that's not the way it's going to happen because it just can't. That's dark manifestation, right? The dark can't manifest shit. So don't manifest it for them. The proper way to think about this is the EBS comes out, okay? Then the military, and then they lock us down. I don't know if they pull off a fake alien invasion through the towers or if there's a war that's going to happen, right? But something to make us stay in our homes, okay? And then the good military comes out. And that's the beginning of the end, right? There won't be people going out and looting and robbing and stuff like that. For one thing, people are too afraid. Look at how they got locked down in 2020, right? Of something they couldn't see, touch, taste, feel. Okay? A pretend virus. Nobody went home. My brother, before he passed, he was a drywaller. He was driving down to Toronto from our hometown where we lived, and he made videos and showed me. Nobody was on the highway. Nobody was out in the city, right? If you try to drive there every day from here, it's crazy. Thousands, millions of people are on the highways, right? So they got that scared over nothing that you could see, touch, taste, and hear. So I think if they wanted to do it again, maybe not a virus, a pandemic, but something new through like war or an invasion or something like that, people would get scared again and they would stay locked up in their little houses, right? Me, I'm isolated all the time. I'm always in my house anyway. It's nothing new for me. That's what I was saying in 2020 to 2022. Everybody was complaining about how bad it was being locked down. I was like, this is my life. I've been isolated for like 10 years, right? You know, you get used to it. You do. I have a harder time going out in society than I do being isolated at home. It's a little bit lonely, but I also don't have anybody else's energy trying to force me to think their way, do what they want me to do through manipulating me or anything like that, right? Unless I choose to. And I don't choose that, right? That's been most of my life. I'm done playing those games. I've grown so much in the last 4 years. And actually, in the last 10 years, like I used to tell my mom every year, I'm not the same person anymore. She'd say, I know, I can see it, right? But my nan, when I was a little girl, she said that because I went through a stage when I was a very rebellious teenager, very angry, right? And I did some things that society didn't look, I didn't, they frowned down on, right? And my mother said, I don't know what's wrong with Teresa. And my nan said, that's okay. She was a beautiful little girl. She'll be a beautiful older woman, right? Not talking about the outside, about the inside, right? And I think that my mother told me that when I was about 40. And I was like, my nan knew, right? She's seen through me. That's just a good feeling for me. So, yeah. Other than that, I'm just sitting here. I'm really bored today. But I'm not feeling, I don't have that energy or anything. I'm vibrating, ooh, right? Feeling like I should do something, but there's nothing to do. The weather outside's not good. Not focusing well. I listen to some meditation music right now, trying to center myself more, ground myself more, because I can feel the energy changing. Right? Being sensitive, I feel it in my body. I believe that's why it flares up the fibro that's in my body too. Right? My left leg is just so tight, my foot. Feels like it's cement. But yeah, that's just me, right? What I'm going through. What are you going through, right? New intentions. What are our new intentions for this new moon that's coming in tonight to get better, to be more open, mm, to meet like-minded mankind and womankind. Um, Keep on speaking the truth. Yeah, I think that's good enough. If I have a chance to bring more love into my life, I will. Right? It's just who I am. I love love. My mother used to always say, you're in, what did she used to say? I think you're in love with the idea of being in love. Maybe I am. But that's, ever since I was a little girl, that's all I've ever wanted was love. Everybody wants fame and be a rock star, movie star, be rich, travel the world, buy new cars, buy grand houses. And me, all I wanted was love. Because I didn't get it, right? I'm the black sheep. My family treated me different than they treated the rest of the family. So I suppose I never felt like I was loved. So I've always been looking for it. But I'm done looking for it. Now it's got to find me. That's just the way it is, right? It is. All right. Well, like I say, I hope y'all doing better than me. I do. It's difficult being psychic and knowing stuff, right? It is. I didn't have no truthers, nothing to back me up when I awoke for 2 years. I sat here and I knew what was going on, and I didn't have anybody to tell. I told my children, but nobody believed me. They thought I was going crazy, right? And now they're coming to me telling me stuff that they're learning. And I said, "Yeah, I know that. I've been trying to tell you, right? But this is the journey of the one that's woke up, that had got awakened, right? The psychic in me. It is what it is. All right. I send you love. I send you health. I send you wealth and trust. Trust in the universe that everything will be okay. Because it will be okay. It's always okay. It always works out. It does. Unless you're a bad guy. And then it sucks to be you. All right? All right. I love you all's consciousness. Enjoy this night or day. Okay? Okay. Bye.